another speaker from Honolulu joining us tonight. Please give another grand Hilo welcome to the State of Hawaii Democratic Party Chair, Mr. Tim Vanderveer.
Hawaii Island, aloha! Hey, Senator Ruderman, you thought it was a tough act to follow. Kaikahele, how about that? This is hard for me right now. Hey, I want to do something real quick. I want to get everybody fired up. Senator Schatz said, hey, we're going to Hilo. We got to get them fired up. So when I say fired up, you say ready to go. Ready? Fired up!
Ready to go!
Fired up!
Ready to go!
Fired up!
Ready to go!
All right, that's what I'm talking about, Democrats. I want to thank you so much for having me here and having all of us visiting from the neighbor islands here, Oahu in particular. And I want to thank Phil Barnes, our county chair, and the entire Hawaii County Committee of this great party. Thank you so much. A wonderful event. Never have to have an excuse to come to the Big Island. I also want to thank all of our great elected officials and all of our candidates. What a bunch of great candidates we have. It's a good time to be a Democrat. I want to thank the backbone of our party, our labor unions. HSTA, where you at? HGEA, where you at? Local 5, where you at? ILWU, where you at? Thank you so much for your support, and in particular, your support of this coordinated campaign. You know, this is my first Grand Rally, and I was so looking forward to coming to this event tonight because this, as Senator Schatz said, this is the center of our democratic universe. This is where it all began. And I wanted to come here and pay tribute and respect to the folks who came together so long ago in Hilo when the stakes were much, much higher to profess their love for the values of the Democratic Party. You know, in this time of stress, this long election season, as everyone has alluded to, all the talking heads and all the trial and tribulation, I often think of the reasons why I'm a Democrat and why I've been a member of this party my entire life. And I keep going back, I keep dipping the bucket back in the well that is our values. And I think, what is it the party does? What does the Democratic Party do? Well, we have conventions, we got plenty of meetings. I like to think of this party, though, as a gathering place, the place where we talk story and discuss and debate and ultimately decide not just who we are, but who we want to be. But we're not just a repository for ideas. We are the vehicle for all of our collective values. And as I've gone from neighbor island to neighbor island for all the rallies, this being the only grand rally, by the way, Phil, I've been reading from our platform because, at least as reflected through our last state convention, who we are is reflected in this platform. So I'd like to share some of that with you from our preamble. It goes like this: the abiding values of the Democratic Party are liberty, social justice, economic justice, protection of the environment, and compassion and respect for the dignity and worth of the individual. At the heart of our party lies a fundamental conviction that Americans must not only be free, but that we must live in a fair society. That's what it's all about. That's who we are as Democrats. And I might say that's quite a vision, and it stands in stark contrast to the dystopian future that's offered up by the other side. So how do we do this? How do we make our vision a reality? How do we refresh the revolution for this and for future generations? We know how to do it. We elect Democrats. We do it by electing leaders that will implement those values, that will work to elevate and implement our platform and put it into law. And we all know how to make that happen. You've all been doing it already. We wave signs, we do phone banks, we talk to our neighbors, our ohana, our friends, and we explain to them why this election is so important. We don't quit and we don't back down. So I just want to close by saying to mahalo for all of your hard work, to mahalo for each and every one of you for everything you've already done, both for our local and our national candidates. Let's don't stop now, though. We got one more day to go. Keep your eye on the prize. Let's finish strong and on to victory tomorrow.
Ladies,
Fire it up!
ladies and gentlemen, the chair of the Democratic Party, Tim Vanderveer. All right, so we have our last speaker of the night, I promise. So we'd like to call up the chair of the Hawaii County Democratic Party, Phil Barnes.
Thanks everyone for coming out tonight, all the candidates, all you hardcore Blue Dog Democrats out there. I don't want to take a lot of time with this speech because we have a different feature at our grand rally this year, and we're going to have time for you to talk story one-on-one with the candidates after I wrap up here. And so don't everybody take off. The candidates are going to be hanging around. It's a chance for you to ask individual questions. To say this is a historic election is an understatement. Stakes could not be higher. With at least 2 appointments to the Supreme Court hanging in the balance, the next president will shape the future of the government for a generation. And it's not just a president. In order to streamline this process, we need a receptive Senate. So it's essential tomorrow that folks like Russ Feingold, Tammy Duckworth, and others get elected so that Senator Schatz and Senator Hirono will have some reinforcements over there. Also, we need to get Tulsi some more help, and hopefully Colleen Hanabusa too, so our delegation in the House will have a little stronger footing. My focus this evening, however, is the role of the Hawaii County Democratic Party in shaping the future of our country. We signed up record numbers of Democrats on Hawaii Island this year. What role can you all play, new and old Democrats, in shaping our party and what we do? We are the party of the 99%, okay? The Occupy movement had strong footing on this island, and you heard a lot of things that need to happen to create a more level playing field. For all of us here who aren't hedge fund managers or bankers on Wall Street, there are many, many gains that we have to be made. Many people seem to think that a millionaire real estate developer from Manhattan is going to make life more fair for working folks. It's hard for me to fathom how that could possibly even compute in anyone's mind, but apparently it does for a few people. At our last county convention in Kona, we drafted a wonderful Democratic Party platform for our island. You heard Tim talk about the platform at the state level. Our platform on this island is even more outstanding. It has a blueprint for all the changes that need to be made. Okay, here's the question. It's for all of you. How do we take those planks in that platform and turn them into reality? Okay, it's easy to paint all these platitudes of what the world could be like, but how are we going to do it? Okay, there's only one way that gets done, and it's you. Okay, elected officials, everyone in this room, working together with your friends and neighbors to make these changes take place. The elected officials play a strong role, but they can't do it without the backing of the public. That's us, okay? So we've got work to be done. As the campaign fires subside, we must organize into working groups to take on the challenge of drafting and pushing legislation to enhance the lives of Hawaii's residents. Our county website, if you aren't familiar with, check it out when you get home tonight, hawaiicountydemocrats.org. It has a copy of our party platform there. It's a magnificent document, along with contact information for all the party officials from the precinct level through the districts up to the county officers. What we need to do is roll up our sleeves, work together, and move the county and state forward to a more equitable future for all. And thanks again for coming out tonight, and hang around and talk to the candidates. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil Barnes. Well, at this time, we're getting ready to do our closing song, so we'd like to invite all of the candidates And all of our guest speakers to please come up on stage. Also, could we have David Tarnas please come up on stage?